Okay, hey guys, we're back with episode 14 of Powerplay, and I'm here today with Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm good.
Great.
So, just for the audience to get an idea, could you give a brief introduction of yourself?
Okay, hi guys. My name is Michelle. In the futsal world, a lot of my friends call me Shell.
Okay.
I'm a social media consultant, but I also play futsal. It's been a very big part of my life. So basically what I do is you can call me your 360 digital consultancy. So
I see, okay.
Yeah.
So, digital consultant by day, futsal player by night.
Right, that's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, very cool. And how long have you been playing futsal?
Oh my god, I think it started with uni. I started in uni, and it pains me to say, but I will say it. An ex-boyfriend got me into futsal during university, so I come from Taylor's Lakeside, and as you know, there's a futsal court there, and we love to play for free.
Yeah.
So I would play in the evenings, and then I started to get to know more about the game, and I signed up to play for Taylor's Lakeside, the girls team.
Okay.
Yeah, so it actually started from there. I actually got to train with a lot of the best players, and I think one of it was also Leonis at one time.
Oh,
so
yes. Okay, yeah.
shout out to them. The boys were really, really welcoming. But yeah, that's how I started.
Okay, very cool. So, you do say you're also doing a full-time job outside, right? And so futsal, I would say, is your passion.
Yeah.
Right? So, the question that most people have is how do you balance that, and how does your day job affect you chasing your passions? Because
oh my god, great question.
because a lot of people say okay, I don't have the time to play.
Yeah.
So more often than not, what takes a backseat are your passions, and then before you know it, you don't have the time.
Yeah.
And then it's something that you just never do anymore.
Yeah.
So for yourself, from what I see is that you at least play once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Right.
I used to play every night, actually at least Monday to Thursdays, because Friday go dating, right? Yes. But really great question, because before this I was in a full-time agency life.
Yeah.
And agency life can be very, very hard, because sometimes I will clock out at 11 p.m. even,
Yeah. It's not even a 9 to 5.
Correct,
basically.
correct.
Yeah.
It's just 9 on 5 to paper, but you have to work extra, OT all the time. And actually, during my lifetime, there were a lot of times where I had to neglect futsal because I was so tired and stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's really, for me, it's it was good cardio at the time, so I always make it a point to, but most importantly, it was a very important way for me to wind down and relax and stuff.
Yes, it's sort of like a safe space.
Yeah, exactly. Because
you don't think of anything,
correct,
just playing the game, focus on your friends, focus on the game.
100%.
Yeah.
But fortunately for me now, because I'm doing my own thing, I have the time.
Yeah.
But there was a time in my life where futsal was not even, I couldn't even do it.
Yeah. But you were, I'm assuming that you were doing well in your career at that point, right?
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because,
so what would you say, was it worth it to give up playing to chase a career? I know it's a tough question,
so
right?
tough, honestly.
Because at the end of the day, I don't think there's a complete right answer to this. Because like you said, money is important.
Yeah.
But then those who have the money always say that I wish I did this, I wish I did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
100%.
it's kind of like a chicken and egg situation, right?
Really great question. Actually, it makes me very emotional. Looking at the past now.
That's not my intention.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes it's always I want to play futsal tonight, but I can't. But sacrifice. I think I'm for me now to be able to do what I want on a freelance basis, so I can do play as many futsal games as I want. So I think it was actually very worth it, because I remember there were times where I actually had a night job, and I went to tell all my futsal friends in their WhatsApp groups, right? And I said, guys, I don't think I can come for a while. And they were like, we're here whenever you can come back, Michelle. And I think that was very important as well, because they were just go do you, man. You know what I mean?
System,
yeah.
Okay, so, that's very sweet. Okay, so you've been playing it for, sensitive question to ask age. I would say give or take 10, 15 years of futsal, right? Okay, so we'll move on from that question. But so, what do you think of the women's futsal scene in Malaysia?
I'm happy to say that it has changed throughout the years. I think because I kind of played since if I'm gonna put a year
yes.
2010, guys.
Okay, yes.
Freaking long ago, right?
Yes, that's a while
before
back.
Pandemic, before everything, right? But I can honestly say it's a lot more common now to see women play, and it's amazing to really also see how like a lot of men in this sport are always very welcoming. So I think it has changed. But it was never like this, Jeremy. Like honestly, it was very bad. At one point when I was like starting, I would get looks from guys at the court, and honestly I felt sometimes, and this might be very new to some guys who might hear it, but like last time when I was growing up and I was to go to Sports Planet and Faro and all, right, I would feel so unsafe because I'm just like an only person gonna go there and meet my friends, right? Sometimes I'm so early, so I'm just there sitting by myself and like so many guys around me and stuff. So there were times where I felt also a bit unsafe being in a very male-dominated environment.
I can imagine. I think this also was true to in Taylors as well, right? Because I still remember we used to play as well.
I used to play with Jeremy, guys.
and we used to have like, I think it was maybe about 6 to 8 teams on every other evening. And then I think there was only like a couple of girls who would join in, which is you, I think.
Like my colleague Shaza.
Yes, correct.
She was my captain. Sister. Like, oh my god, shout out to the twins, man. They were my sifus.
I still remember, So it was a bit of I think a foreign thing, you know. And then because we also at Lakeside, there were also teams from outside.
Yes.
And I still remember like the teams that would go there when they see y'all, it's like they are in a different world.
Correct.
You know, like it's not as
correct.
It should be normalized.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. But I think it has gone quite a distance.
Correct. I can see a lot of women as well now who just started to play. They're more confident now. Like they'll always ask like, can I play? You know?
I mean it should be the case.
So it actually has gotten better.
And then now there's mixed futsal.
Correct.
So that also encourages a bit of like guys versus girls as well, right?
Correct. And you learn from the best, because last time I remember when I was in Taylors, right? Remember we had this rule where the best team, like when you first do 2 goals win and you stay and you conquer like 2 games and then you change. I would sit out most of the time, but I would watch all the guys play, and I think that's one of the reasons why I got better, because I would see people like the best play and all. So when you sit on the sidelines as well, you're learning if you really.
For sure. I mean, if your intention is to get better at the sport, right? It doesn't really matter if you get a minute or 2. It's how you, I guess, learn from the situation that you're put in.
100%. My intention was to ole everyone.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, so I mean we've gone back and forth a bit in the women's futsal scene, right? So like personally for yourself, like what do you think about girls playing futsal? And like you mentioned, you have felt unsafe, but like have you faced any negative comments, like discrimination, or like be discouraged to play futsal just because you're a girl? Like, you know, like I mean we are in 2023. So I hope that it's
gotten better now, for sure.
It isn't completely solved, but at the same time, I don't think it's on the thing whereby, oh no, what are you doing in the court anymore lah. But like, could you share some experiences? Because I'm pretty sure some girls still do.
God, confirm. And I feel like it's very different, right? And again, I get very emotional saying this. I will never forget this one incident. I still remember at the back of my hand. Went to Faro one time. And we were playing all girls futsal, right? And for some reason, we always start with taking a photo, the girls. So we're just taking a photo, like normal photo. Guys do it also, what? But just girls do it more lah. So
you'd be surprised.
We were right. So we were taking a photo like this, right? All the girls were behind me and stuff. And I'll never forget this young boy, right? Young guy, right? I think after his game, because he was sweaty, and he made this comment, and I felt like he went the extra mile to make us hear what he was saying. This I'll never forget it, but I forgive him already lah, okay? But he said, perempuan semua tak main futsal, datang futsal court ambil gambar je. I was like, just because he saw us taking a photo, you know, and he had to make that comment, and I was like, and I was playing with like so good girls, you know, like some of them were representing state, some of them played for like, you know, small mini leagues, and they would take part in competitions.
These are girls who basically take it seriously,
just like One United, right? And I was just like, I think at that point I was just so filled with rage, right? And I was just like, go apa hal? Like I had to stop and like ask him.
You
like,
actually engaged with him.
I literally was like, what's your problem? Why are you gonna make that kind of remark, right? Because I felt like he went all the way to like, you know. And then there was a one time, I'm not gonna say names, but there was this one guy that I came across a game But he went he couldn't accept the fact that a girl was actually very good in playing futsal. And I remember when I was at one-on-one with him, he tried to hit my ankles, my shins.
Okay.
And I felt like...
But I mean, that speaks to his insecurity.
Correct. And I felt like, some people might say like, no, maybe he just saw you as an equal. But I felt like that the way he did it was just very unnecessary. And it was just a friendly. Yeah. And it was my first time playing with that league.
Okay.
So I didn't go back, but I did tell my friend who invited me, like, that guy, his name... wasn't very nice, I feel, and I don't know whether it's gotta be me because I'm a girl. I didn't say that, but I was just like, I didn't really think that I felt welcome lah. So yeah, because he was very nice to the guys that were playing, but because this league had like 2 girls in a team, right? And I happened to be on the other team. Okay. And he was just very rough with even the girls on his team.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it probably gave on the impression or that like you shouldn't be here lah.
Correct. But I will tell you this, it was this kind of people that I came across, these kind of guys, right, who fueled my like, I need to freaking be better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I took that and be like, I want to be the best. And like, you know what I mean?
Prove them wrong.
Correct. And just say like, girls can do it too. I'm not saying we can do it better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like, it's no longer just a men's sport.
Yeah, so. It shouldn't be limited to just men, right? Of course, there are different levels to the game. Correct. But this is on any sport in any level.
Absolutely.
Right? But I think the inclusion on who can play should be across the board.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I sense a bit of anger. We need to bleep that out.
Do we really? But I'll tell you this, that the guy with the second story, we're actually friends to this day.
That's good.
Yeah, at least. Actually pretty like very welcoming about it. And I never told him, but I think it's the way you treat someone that they're just like, okay, they're a nice person.
Maybe because he was also like a foreign concept and then people don't know how to react to certain things. But then maybe now, hopefully if he was placed in a similar situation, things won't be the same lah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So
cool dude.
We mentioned the discriminations and a few things, right? But personally for yourself, right? Do you feel any pressure to portray like I'm a female futsal player? I know you're also an ambassador for Figos, right?
Yeah, Figos.
Yes. Okay, shout out Figos.
Great shoes, by the way.
Okay.
But I think because I don't think I've played enough like on a competitive level to say like, oh yeah, I very pressure. But I will tell you this. I play with the best. I've played with the best, and I think the pressure that I've ever felt was, am I not performing my best? Am I not doing, when like a really great guy that I learned from, Vishnu, I played with him. He represents Salai, and there was one time he told me, right, like, Michelle, go stand in the far post, and I didn't want to freaking do it. I was like, just tell me what to do lah. I want to play my game.
Okay.
But when I did listen to him, and he started giving me like, he passed me the balls, and the finish was great, right? But the pressure here was I just didn't want to let my team down. I think that is something that I've always... It's a mental game you play with yourself, right, Jeremy? You don't want to let because it's such a team sport, but you also have chances to shine individually.
Yes.
So I think that's the pressure that I always... Because when I play with the best, I feel like I need to also be on their level.
Yeah, okay.
And if I'm not on their level...
So it's not so much because you're a girl lah. Yeah. It's just, I would say, an ability.
I'm glad to be able to be surrounded by an environment where they didn't make me feel like you have to be awesome because you're a male-dominated... No, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay,
but like, do you think that in playing at different levels or whatever, I think that's not so much, but like, you're supposed to be feminine.
Oh my God, you're right.
That sort of
you're
angle.
Right.
That's where I'm going.
I know where you're going. Okay, so a lot of people, maybe who don't really understand futsal also, they tend to think girls who play futsal are boyish. Or
that's the stereotype.
That's the stereotype, right? Yeah. And I think the pressure, I don't know if I'm answering your question, but sometimes it's like, just because I play football doesn't mean I'm such a boy. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's exactly it lah.
Yeah.
So I think that is the pressure which I'm speaking about lah. Do you feel that?
No, I don't think so. But I do come across a lot of individuals, like a lot of girls, a lot of type girls, right?
Yeah.
Some just a little bit more, maybe a lot more stronger than other girls, a lot more you know, they have a little bit more, I would say, I don't like boyish the word, but more masculine, I would say.
Okay.
But it's cool because you learn a lot from all of them. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. But good. I mean, a lot of people who probably would feel that pressure is maybe because of a confidence issue.
Oh yeah, right? For sure.
But I don't think you've struggled with that.
I have.
Different aspects.
Yeah, different aspects. But I will say that futsal has made me a little bit more confident in everything.
Yeah, I mean, because it puts you in situations where you have to learn.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Even if you don't like it.
Correct.
The sport you chose to play.
100%.
So at the end of the day, if you want to continue doing it, you have to get over your fears.
That's
so
true.
I do believe that it's such a amazing platform for you to get out of your own skin and like try to fight certain battles that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Freaking love futsal lah. Teaches us a lot lah. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know any of the pro women's leagues in the country? I know this year they didn't have. I mean, last week we had Dina.
Yes.
And she was mentioning
Dream girl.
Why like there was no platform for women right now, right? So but for yourself, right, because you're not playing pro, right? Do you have any inspirations or like the idola lah? That you have?
I do actually. I do.
Okay.
Okay. I guess the only Malaysian league that we have is like the Malaysian Premier Futsal League, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, like I really look up to Intan Sarah.
Yeah.
She's so much younger than me.
Okay.
Again, showing the age, but because I know her as a person, I've played football with her as well, played futsal with her, so we have a lot of mutual friends. But what I can tell, because I've had a chat with her about like not even women athletes, but being an athlete in Malaysia, right?
Right.
She's been through a lot. She does a lot of like great things with her time as well. She does content creation. She's a gamer, streamer.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, money don't play that one,
of course.
So I feel that a lot of let's just talk about women athletes, right? I feel like women, I think they also sometimes feel like they have to prove something, like they have to prove that why they deserve this spot in this industry, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I really look up to Intan, because she's so young and she's so, I think she also went overseas to play football.
Yeah, she got called up, I think, to DC.
DC.
Yeah.
And I was like, she I think that was one of her dreams, and I think she's gone so far, like, I think so far that I feel like she also never forget her roots, like where she came from, like really. And I met her when she was a very young girl, like she wasn't even like the Intan Sarah yet, right?
She is now lah.
Which is now like where she is now.
Yeah.
So to be able to see her grow, right, like firsthand to see her grow, and from where she was and where she is now, I really cannot wait to see like where she goes next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's coming for
Correct.
her? Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So really salute to Intan. So much of love for her lah, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So moving on, right? So we've gone through quite a lot of stuff.
A lot.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think this boils down to like the core of why I wanted to invite more girl futsal players in. Because like I want to know from your perspective, right? So what do you think that needs to change in order to encourage more women to play futsal?
Such a great question. So I did ask one of my friends as well, and I actually agree with her. I think we need to have more platforms to encourage girls or ladies. Actually, maybe girls to start from young, right? A lot of grassroots platforms.
Yeah.
I used to work for Milo, and Milo has a really great Milo Champions Clinic that they believe in like sports is a great teacher, and I think sports is a great teacher.
Yeah.
It teaches you a lot more than a classroom can ever teach you, discipline. What's the other word that I really want to talk about? Punctuality. You gotta be early for your trainings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I think we need more platforms, more academies, for just girls, or girls and guys to come together and play. But also, like, let's not forget the girls lah, because I'm just so happy that we're in a time and place where it's no longer just for men.
Yeah.
So if we start them young, then who knows, we can give birth to women who will actually represent Malaysia.
Yeah, for sure.
What I mean? Yeah.
Because right now, like even for us, I mean, One United is one side, but we also have far post, right? So these are the kids that come, and most of the time we also have girls within the team, and we don't separate it lah.
Oh my god, so cute.
Because I think that actually, the younger they are, actually the girls show a bit more finesse to the sport.
Oh my god, amazing.
You know, like what I mean by that is like
kick the guy's ass, guys. Let's do that.
It's
no,
more
I'm just
of like
kidding.
coordination, agility. They are a bit smoother at it at a younger age. And then
amazing.
If they keep at it, then of course they get a lot better with time lah. And then for I think like what you say is correct. The platforms do need to be there for girls to participate.
Correct.
But I also think it's more along the lines of like those who are already currently playing.
Yeah.
They need to be a bit more vocal about the fact that we want this lah.
Yeah.
Because for anything good, you have to fight for it lah.
Very true.
Like no one's gonna hand you something. And this goes not just for the girls lah, even for the guys, even for those playing futsal full time.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not really considered a full time job.
Very true.
So these are the few things within futsal that I think needs to change lah.
Oh my god, a lot of lessons I'm learning here, man.
So before we end, right? I know you have some questions for me.
I do have a lot of questions.
Which is something we haven't done before, but we will.
Oh my god, yes.
But what advice would you have for a girl who is interested in playing futsal but doesn't know where to start?
Okay, you guys can come play with me every Tuesday. I have a mixed futsal league as well with my friends. We're always laughing and, scolding each other, but very, very non-serious matter. Yeah. But I think the one thing that I would actually say is just start. If you don't know how, go and find out. And there's a lot of influencers that like micro people that play. Like for me, you can always ask me like how to play and all that kind of stuff. I always tell them like go play mixed futsal lah. Or I also used to actually go to sports like Faro and ask like, do you know anybody that plays mix and all? Can I have their number? And I go contact them myself,
Okay, yeah.
So there's a lot of ways actually. And also, if you want to go start training, like One United has a girls team. Yes. Oh my god, you guys, you can train with them. So I'm coming tonight for training because my main purpose was I want to train my left foot.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's
back to basics.
Correct. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
But yeah, just start, man. Like I think also the one most important thing is a lot of the first time players that I come across, a lot of them say they're very shy. Because if you notice, and I think this is something that girls go through, right? When you play futsal, right, in a court, so many people are there. Some people actually stop and watch.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are also very shy to continue because they're just like, oh, so shy, so scared.
Yeah.
But I'm like, just do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Who knows? If it's something like this is like what I meant by getting out of your comfort zone.
Correct.
Right? Then after you do it enough times, it doesn't become uncomfortable anymore. It's sort of like public speaking.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But I mean, even if people don't change how they behave, it's on them, it's not on you.
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much for your
time. You're very welcome, Jeremy.
Yeah. So you have some questions for me?
I have a few questions.
Okay,
They're not exactly like, spicy or whatever.
Okay.
I know that's not what we do
I will
here.
do my best.
So,